Good afternoon. I would like to call the Committee on Government Operations to order. Madam Clerk, if you could please take roll call.
Commissioner Wilson has requested an excuse. Commissioner Peterson Mayberry. Commissioner Colleen. Chair Clemente.
Here.
You have a quorum present.
Thank you. I have no remarks at this time. If we could move to getting the meeting minutes from July 8th, motion to approve. Thank you. Motion from Commissioner Clean, second by Commissioner Peterson Mayberry. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Any opposed? Item passes. We have no unfinished business. Let's move right into new business, please. Madam Clerk, number 1.
Item 1 under new business, forwarding a Department of Personnel Human Resources report on civil service positions.
And who is here for this item?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Janelle Allen, Chief Operating Officer with the County Executive's Office.
Mike Mackey, Chief Human Resource Transformation, PHR.
Donna Wilson is I think everyone knows that Donna has transitioned to a different role in the County Executive's Office, and she's reporting directly to our Deputy County Executive. And I know Donna did prepare this report before she left with her team. Mike, I know his appointment is on the agenda, but Mike will be taking the lead in addressing this as well.
Okay, very good. I think that we do have a question from Commissioner Clean, so I'm going to let him go ahead and ask his question on this item.
Yeah. I just got out of audit committee and we looked at the budget sensitive report. And I had some questions because in that report, there were 2 different sets of numbers for our budgeted positions. In the report, 4,264 budgeted positions, but then there's a note of July 2025 civil service position report stated Wayne County had 5,130 budgeted positions. The report indicated 746 vacancies out of 4,200 in the budget, but in the civil service report, it indicates 1,515. And then I get the report today that says there's 4,415 budgeted classified and non-classified positions. So that's a third number for how many we have budgeted for. And that 1,153 were vacant and unfilled. So I have a third number for how many vacant positions there are. And of course, we got the gory detail, which is hard to. So what I'm looking for is how we reconcile these. Can we get one set of numbers for really how many people are we budgeting for and how many of those are actually vacant?
If I may speak on behalf of this, I would say absolutely. And given that I know Mike is just getting this, I actually have not reviewed this report. I would ask if you give us an opportunity to go back and look at this. I'm also concerned that these numbers include Third Circuit Court and probate court employees and making sure that we are distinguishing between the court employees as well as our real Wayne County employees. So if we may then return with you, come back with a very streamlined report that's clear to follow and clearly distinguishing which groups each of the employees do fall in.
Well, I believe for the courts, the state pays the judges and we pay all of the staff, like court clerks, and they get a county check. So I'm just looking for a reconciliation, sitting here as a policymaker, and we have had in this committee and other places long discussions, about hiring staff and whatnot. So as a policymaker, I need to have real understandable numbers to know where we're really at. So there could be some exceptions in this. But, and then again, with the public or the, what do you call them? The social, or civil service. That's what I'm trying to think of. Thank you, Commissioner. It would be nice if we knew how many actual civil service, but just reconciling these three numbers from the Auditor General's budget sensitive report and then the report that we see today. Gives me a better idea what's going on and possible policy decisions that need to be made as a result.
Think we clearly understand and really respect in your role and making sure that you get the information you need to, as you say, make policy decisions.
Very good. Thank you so much. Any other questions on this report? Okay. Thank you for being here.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, let's do them all at the end, please. Yeah, today's, I think, going to be that kind of day. All right, our next item, Madam Clerk, if you please read it in.
Item 2, forwarding the Department of Corporation Counsel's settlement report for April through June 2026.
Okay, these are settlement reports we've seen. Any questions on any of them? Okay, let's move on to number 3, please.
Item 3, requesting commission approval of a retroactive legal services agreement with Dickinson Wright PLLC in the matter of Wayne County Clerk Kathy M. Garrett v. the Wayne County Board of Commissioners.
Questions, commissioners? Okay, let's move on to number 4, please.
Item 4, requesting commission approval of Amendment 1 to a 2-year legal services agreement with Perkins Law Group PLLC in the matter of Wayne County Clerk Kathy Garrett v. the Wayne County Board of Commissioners.
Any questions on this item? Pretty straightforward. Okay, let's move on to number 5, please.
Item 5, requesting commission approval of Amendment 2 to a 2-year comparable source contract with Sharon to continue to provide pension-related financial and actuarial consulting services for the Wayne County Employees Retirement System.
Questions on this item? Okay, moving on to number 6, please.
Item 6, requesting commission approval of the appointment of Mike Mackey to serve as the Director of the Department of Personnel and Human Resources.
Like we heard just a little while ago, our director is moving on, and now we will be looking at Mr. Mike Mackey being the director. Mr. Mackey, if you'd like to come to the table and say a few words. And Janelle, would you like to come out too? Should just kept you guys there, sorry. Please introduce yourselves and make your statements.
Janelle Allen, Chief Operating Officer with the Wayne County Executive's Office.
Mike Mackey, HR Transformation.
So I'll let Mike speak most of the time, but I do want to at least introduce him. And it is a pleasure to do so because Mike is coming to us as, just the epitome of a human resources professional. He has spent his entire 35+ year career in human resources, in particular in the federal government arena. He started on the front line doing the basics, doing basic staffing, classifications, training, organizational design, and using automated systems. And over the last 3 decades, his career has ascended to various management positions and ultimately up to executive level supervision and leadership positions. He has overseen a nationwide network of HR offices and healthcare recruiters. He has led recruitment for all VHA, Veterans Health Administration, medical centers. He came to us over a year ago with that wealth of experience and knowledge and skills. And over the last year, Mike, as you say, he has served as our Chief Transformation Officer for Human Resources, where he has been able to get right in and really learn about Wayne County, our operations, our HR structures, and all of our staff. So he spent the last year assessing and coming up with the design about how do we modernize Wayne County so that we are really the best that we can be. We know HR is a core function, and it is core for us to be able to operate and provide the services that we are here to provide. Mike, again, over the last year has demonstrated, I think, tremendous success in where he is, where we are today, and now he's ready to take the reins and leading the overall department. While over the last year he was working on transforming and he needed to focus on that, Donna was continuing to lead the day-to-day. And now we believe that he is really uniquely qualified to take the reins and lead the day-to-day. With that, I'll turn it over to Mike.
All right, thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. Yes, I have a lot of experience in HR. I actually started where's that? McNamara Federal Building. I always point in the wrong direction, but in 1988, that's where I started. Out of Ferris State University, I graduated from there, and one of my colleagues back here was with me over at, that's Avia. She was over at the McNamara Building with me, and I started at the McNamara Building, the U.S. Office of Personnel Management, which is the central personnel office for the whole entire federal government. So before I went to VA, I spent about 11 years there, really learning and honing in my craft, right, of HR, which classification and staffing are two of my primary areas of subject matter expertise, along with automation and implementation of automated systems. Across my career, I have assisted the VA and OPM in developing and implementing automated staffing systems and automated HR systems, some of which were Oracle based. When I came to the county, I was hired on as the HR transformation chief. So I was looking at Oracle and Oracle adoption and the future state of HR. And once you start digging into the work and digging into the people that exist in the office, you start to get relationships and understand some of the challenges. And I have been here for approximately a year. One of the first things that I did is I made it a point to get to know everybody in the office. So I'm one of those walk around people, and I'm here 5 days a week. So I don't telecommute. I'm in the office every day. Somebody called me on my phone 2 days ago. It was the head of comms. He said, "Hey, I think you're one of the only people in the county that actually answers their desk phone." I said, I'm at my desk phone all the time, right? I'm always here. So presence is very important. So I think creating a culture where we're present, whether you're on the phone, whether you're on Teams, or whether you're in the office. I choose to be in the office, and I'm in the office 5 days a week doing that. Getting to understand the people, one of the advantages of being able to work on HR transformation over the last year is I know everybody now. I know every single person in that office. And I make it a point to really understand people and know what their skill sets are. So from payroll, B and her team, to Dorian and her team in disability, to Iwani and a one-man classification team that we have that we definitely need to build upon in terms of some of the expertise we need in there and some of the skill sets. And then understanding the culture of the county and understanding the customers. I also made it a point to go out and meet every single department out there. I just promised Sue that I didn't meet Corp Counsel yet, so we have to definitely get together with Corp Counsel. But I met the departments, and some of the departments that have some challenges with recruiting, created a community of practice recruiting type relationship with Department of Public Service, and trying to recruit engineers and working with them to recruit engineers, and working on a human resource business partner model is something that we developed early on. So we want to drive, and this is what I've done in other organizations. We used to call them account managers, but developing a human resource business partner that is the account manager for that department. So DPS has a human resource business partner. HHVS has a human resource business partner. And using that human business partner as a workforce solution hub so that we drive work through there is one of the ideas that we're definitely going to implement moving forward in that. So you're able to do that if you're actually sitting in the office and you know the folks that are in there. Creating a culture of accountability is very important for me. One of the challenges in most organizations is actually creating a system, a validated data system. We have Oracle, right? And once we adopt Oracle, we want to be able to make sure that the data that's in Oracle, including vacancies, is validated, right? And creating an accountability structure, the work that's done by the specialist needs to be in a system that you can track, monitor, create dashboards, and then create KPIs around it so that you can create some performance measures for these folks around that data that you're building. So that accountability structure is important. Also, leadership positions have to be filled immediately. If you got to create that accountability structure, which includes filling leadership positions. Currently, PHR has around a 60% vacancy rate in their leadership positions. So one of the first things that I did when I started acting, which is literally 2 weeks ago, because we have to run the office, is I temporarily promoted leaders to take over the talent section, the HRBP section, the talent HRBP, and then somebody that to actually work with me on helping run the organization. So we have to immediately and then select, and you'll see this person's package, a benefits director that we interviewed some time ago, but we finally selected a benefits director. So those director positions are vacant and we need to fill those. And then underneath that, we need to build a layer of supervision and accountability so that you have leaders in place to help move and guide the organization forward. So that's another thing that
And so I would say, as you can see that in this first year, Mike has jumped right in. He's been very engaged. I think it's his natural style is very collaborative. And as such, I would say I believe that the staff, they've been very receptive and I think really wholeheartedly support his appointment.
Thank you. You're very passionate. This first time I've really heard you spoke, about everything. And so the people, since you know the people, you're looking at people here already and moving them into different positions, which I think is really important. We talk about historic knowledge and having that expertise, and it's really important. Getting the numbers straightened around so we know what we actually have and what's filled, not filled will be very important. I know you have a lot going on, but how do you keep up with HR? Do you do trainings yourself? Is there extra school that you take? Or because you seem to like really know the pulse of what's going on?
yes, I do. I'm very engaged in one of the things that I also wanted to mention is the AI enabled world. So it's very important too and critical that we learn AI and how AI can assist us, not how it can take over jobs, how it can assist us and how we can enable AI. So I was at a conference literally, probably a month ago,
Okay.
and was appointed to the IT governance board in Michigan. As an IT professional, I've always been in HRIS, which is Human Resource Information Systems, as part of my as part of what I do. But I read. I keep my, I keep my hand on the pulse of what's going on in HR, and I've made it a point to also hire experts, right? The people that surround me. Now, we're working on a GAA project. It's a classification project with Janelle.
Okay.
And this project is huge. It's a classification project. So obviously my 35-year career, I know people that know classification the way that I know classification, and they better than me, actually, way better than me. And I make it a point to hire people that know what they're doing. So also having the ability to go out there and recruit good talent to help us, and understanding what good talent really is to be able to help us. I mean, if we're going to develop a classification system for the county, for example, that's a big job. And we need to be able to do that with experts. So,
Okay, very good. Commissioner Peterson Mayberry.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mackey. Is that how it's pronounced?
yeah.
Okay. With your vast knowledge that you have and sitting here and listening to you, and I was getting extremely hopeful because when we look at the vacancies that we have in the county, we know that our people are our greatest asset. So I'm interested, not today, but interested in hearing what creative ways, because of all that you know, outside of the four amazing walls here, what are best practices for recruiting and what aren't we doing that we need to do so we can close the gaps? And then the other is finding the areas of opportunity where our culture has gaps internally, how we can address some of those culture challenges that we may have. Oftentimes, employees are reaching out to commissioners on different things in their different departments. And I know I know you've been here a year, kind of like me. So it takes a minute to build that trust. But I look forward to that because I think hearing you speak today with the level of passion that you have and the expertise that you come with, I think these are some things that you can build upon that Ms. Johnson was beginning to do or was trying to find a way to do. I think we're in the right space. And my colleague, Madam Chair, already addressed this, but I'm really big on upward mobility from within. So what does pipelines look like as we invest in our internal people to make sure that they have opportunities to get advancement? Because oftentimes we're hearing that all of the talent that, not all, but a lot of talent we go outside, when if we're going to invest in individuals coming from the outside, we can use that same amount of resources to invest from within. So thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Commissioner Clean, you have some questions? Yeah.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. In the little blurb for this, it gives the annual salary and the benefits for this position. And it goes on to say, and other benefits will be provided in accordance with the executive benefit plan for the executive branch employees as amended. Now, this came up at full board last week because we had an immediate consideration on hiring somebody into an executive position. And it was the same statement. By law in the state of Michigan, county boards are given the authority to set the wages for these appointed positions. And we did that, I can't remember exactly, 10 years ago or so. We looked at an executive benefit plan and approved it. Now I see executive benefit plan as amended, and I've checked with our staff, and we don't have a executive benefit plan as amended on this floor. And this goes back to oversight. And if it was amended, that should have come to the commission for a vote, because we're the ones that set or approve what the salaries and benefits are going to be in these executive positions.
If I may say, that should have said as may be amended. It has not been formally amended,
Well, that's the language I keep seeing.
I would say.
So in my role, I'm like, well, how about sending whatever the current executive benefit plan is, and not just saying, oh, this is the same one from 10 years ago, right? So that this is the current one, this is what we're basing, because my staff needs something to look at to say, does it conform to the commission approved executive benefit plan? And as of right now, we don't have a way of verifying that.
We can certainly and will provide that.
Yeah, that would be great. Because it gets back to the very stuff we're talking about here with Mr. Mackey, right? And having, the information proper and stuff. And I must say, Mr. Mackey, when you said you're going to hire people that know what they were doing, I was like, whoa. So it's a good statement to hear. But I think, across the county, we need to, between the different branches of government, we need to be all working out of the same data. Just like you internally need to be working with good data, or you won't be able to do your job. So I would appreciate, and I think our staff would too, so the next time an appointment comes down, the staff will say, yes, this conforms to the executive benefit plan that hasn't been amended yet. And if there is thoughts of that to amend, that would need to come before the commission for approval.
We will certainly provide you with the current copy.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair.
You're welcome. I do believe something like this has come up a few times, so I think we need to get that straightened out, and that'll be great. Any other questions? Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, if we could move on now to number 7.
Item 7, requesting commission approval of a retroactive 1-year addendum to a cooperative agreement with Carousel Technology Corp. To provide the software and services of Granicus LLC to manage constituent communications, optimize workflows, and provide a constituent data package and onboarding setup and project management services.
Okay, if I could please have the person's, thank you. Miss Cynthia Douglas to the table, please, about this item. Can you please explain to us why this is retro and what exactly happened to get to where we're at right now?
Cynthia Douglas, Director of Administration. Um, through the chair and to this body, yes. So what happened is that due to changes within the personnel for the commission, information was not readily available. And this was my first time being involved in Indigo. So we had to try to find out the appropriate people to contact and to get that information. So it was a lot of back and forth emails, and we finally got it. And then the contract had to be amended. So it was a lot of back and forth. So it just took a little while to get to this point.
And then Indigov got acquired by Granicus, correct?
Right.
So there was just a lot of moving parts to get us to
Exactly.
this point. Okay.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any questions on that? Okay. Thank you very much for being here and explaining that.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, so now we are going to. Yep. So before we move on to number 8, commissioners, if I could get a motion for numbers 1 through 7, 1 and 2 being received and file. Would anyone like to make that motion? I'm sorry.
That we receive and file items 1 and 2 and approve and send on to the commission items 3 through 7.
Thank you very much, Ms. Commissioner Clean. And can I get support? Absolutely. Thank you, Commissioner Peterson Mayberry. Okay, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thank you very much. Now we're going to move on to number 8, please. Madam Clerk, if you could please read this in.
Item 8, requesting commission approval of a settlement in the matter of Quentin Jackson v. Wayne County. Corporation Counsel has reviewed the litigation and is of the opinion that a discussion of trial or settlement strategy in connection with specific pending litigation in an open meeting will have a detrimental financial effect on the county's litigation or settlement position. Therefore, a closed client counsel session is requested.
Okay,
Madam Chair, I move that we go into closed session.
okay, we have a motion and support. All those in favor?
Roll call.
Yeah, that says we're going to take a roll call vote. Madam Clerk, will you please take a roll call?
Commissioner Colleen,
Yes.
Commissioner Peterson Mayberry, Chair Clemente,
Yes.
motion carried. We are now moving into closed session.
Okay, Mike. Okay, if I could please get a motion for number 8, please. And support?
That's support.
Okay, so a motion from Commissioner Peterson Mayberry, support by Commissioner Clean. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much. Next item, Madam Clerk.
F, such other matters as may be properly submitted before the committee.
I know of none. Next item.
G, public comments.
Is there anyone on the telephone, emails, or hand raised for public comment? You have 2 minutes. Now's the time for public comment.
No emails have been received, and there's no one on Zoom indicating that they would like to speak.
Okay, second call for public comment. Is there anyone in the chamber that would like to make public comment? You have 2 minutes. I see none. Next item, Madam Clerk.
Adjournment.
Thank you very much. All in favor?